All right, all right. How is everyone doing on this Monday evening?
Cyber Monday.
Yes, Cyber Monday evening. How's everyone doing this evening?
That reminds me, I gotta check out, see some deals here.
Yeah, go some deals. You just remember that, huh? So,
got some deals for everybody later.
Yeah, we do have some awesome deals coming up for everybody later. So, first of all, we like to say that Mary Kate will not be joining us tonight, but that's just for tonight. She has some things come up. So we are going to go on this evening, and she won't be on with us, but she will be with us on next week. This is a very big week, busy. As you see, I got my whole little getup going. We are filming episode 2 of The Red Huntress starting this weekend, so I'm so happy the weather isn't like gonna be freezing cold, but it's gonna be like cold. So we're gonna be outside, but you know what? We're doing it for you guys because it's awesome and it's fun. And who doesn't like to film an action scene in the snow? So
I can't
tuning in.
tell you how many times I've filmed in like super cold conditions.
It sucks.
You gotta do it as an actor. It's just so many times it's like not the most ideal conditions where you film. It's too hot, too cold.
There's never anything in the middle, honestly. And if there's anything in the middle, then there's something else wrong with the production later on.
I was gonna say, I feel like whenever like the weather itself is perfect, or if you're inside and it's great, the production staff is running around like crazy, or like actors don't show up on time, or like
so basically everything else something goes wrong.
There's always something wrong. If it's not the weather, it's something else in the production.
Yeah.
But this evening, again, like always, we like to introduce Lillian, my co-guest.
I'm sorry, I'm adjusting.
What are you doing? Here, let me help you with that. There you go. There you go. Can you see better now? That should help you a little bit.
Discombobulated glory.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know if I can zoom in any closer. Well, that's the best I can do for you all. So, all right, perfect. So yeah, I am my co-host Lillian, and we have a guest tonight. We have Kenzie G. She is also the assistant director of The Red Huntress. She'll be joining in with us this evening, and talking about our new type of adventure in our lounge this evening of interesting stories and really cool fun facts later on at the end. But tonight we're gonna have a lot of laughs, a lot of jokes, laugh all that weight off from the turkey we've been all eating. I mean, who isn't tired of eating turkey? Like, I had it for one day and I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I am tired of eating turkey. Like, seriously, I'm gonna cut it cold turkey soon. Like, I can't.
I think they say today is the last day that you can safely eat the leftovers. I heard this earlier on something I was listening.
What?
Really?
I heard you I heard you can just freeze it. People freeze
it. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Freeze it. Yeah, then you got no problems. But what does Gary say? He's got like a big paragraph here.
Let's see.
You guys can see the chat?
Yeah, I can see the chat. Hang on.
I cannot.
I got you. Hold on, I got you. I'm gonna turn into our chat right now. Here we go. All right.
I can see the chat.
All right. So, hello, he put a lot of things. Yes. And then
what's with the cowboy hat?
What's with the cowboy hat? Okay, well, the cowboy hat is here because we are getting ready to film The Red Huntress, and I was working on some props earlier, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna wear the cowboy hat and the little getup. So just for fun, just to, I don't know, just felt like I was gonna wear it. Whatever. It's fun though. I think it looks great.
It adds a little character. It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta dress up my character. I mean, it looks weird because I have the headphones on, and back in that time they didn't have headphones. So, but no, I have a whole cool get up for the whole costume and stuff. Hunting werewolves is my job, so, any creatures that lurk at the night, I go find them. So, yes, that's up with my cowboy hat on. I'll probably keep it on a little bit because, I don't know. I feel like it has to... No, I'll keep it like that.
What's the thing
So, this one, what did Gary say?
I was just gonna ask about that.
Hand
What
purple,
is that?
blue, peace, hand pink, waving rocket, red countdown. I what does that mean?
This is some like secret code that he's.
It has to be a secret code. It has to be starting off the evening great. Yes, I am doing good, Gary. I hope all is well. Gary also said he's the first one in the chat. Hello, Kenzie G. How are you doing, my friend? And like I said, Mary Kate will not be tuning in with us this evening, but she will be with us next evening on our next podcast. Like, we have some awesome things that we're going to talk about. But before I even go ahead and talk about that, I like to do a quick few things for everyone to remember. So don't forget, if you guys want to come and support our podcast, I'm going to go ahead and put our link right here. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. It is in the chat. So if you like what you are watching and, if you like what you are watching and you just want to see more, you want to help us out, hey, it'll be great. Thank you in advance. And thank you just in general for tuning in with us this evening. So, but if you want to go ahead and donate to our podcast, you can do so over here. Also, don't forget, you can still support the Red Huntress, and we have Sammy who just jumped on. Sammy, are you jumping onto our chat, or are you just going to be watching it from today? Let me know so I can send you that link so you can get on. So yeah, but if you guys like the podcast, go ahead and support it there. Also, of course, the Red Huntress, that is 50 Shades of Little. That is Sammy. If you want to come out and help support us, you can by going to this link over here, which I'm going to put into the chat right now. Give me 1 second, please. All right. Boom. There we go. You can go to the Red Huntress and help support us for episode 2. And also for our upcoming episode 3. It's going to be great. All right. She is on her way home. Okay, so she'll be in the chat. Don't miss. Like I said, we're gonna have a great night tonight.
You better come on.
Yeah, you do it. Come play with us. Exactly. We'll be talking more about the Red Huntress. Sammy will be jumping on. Sammy will jumping on with us shortly. So yes, come join with us, and don't forget to share it with everybody else. And of course, Kenzie G has a new line of candles. So it is the holiday season. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. I feel like the Grinch, whatever. If you're listening to Christmas music on 93.9, is it the light they have it on? That started early?
24/7, yeah.
I think it did. Go ahead.
I know that we're playing Christmas music already at work, and I appreciate the idea that they waited until December 1st, but it's still just too early for me.
I feel like they do it too. I feel like they play Christmas music way too early. I think last year they started it even before Thanksgiving. I'm like,
yeah,
let the turkey have its holiday first.
I heard it once the day after Halloween when I went with my friends, and it was I'm like, are you kidding me? This is too early.
Somebody needs to make a rocking turkey song or Thanksgiving song or something that overtakes Christmas, so we have that fine line gap.
Yeah,
I think so, because I think sometimes they play. Now I get it, putting up your Christmas tree and decorations, after Thanksgiving or that weekend. I totally understand that.
Yeah,
but what I see some families putting up Christmas trees before Halloween. I mean, the stores have their Christmas stuff out right even before Halloween. It's like Halloween has a week to itself in early October, and it's like, goodbye, you're gone.
I refuse to look at Christmas lights until December 1st. I literally will do this.
So you see a house and you're just gonna go.
I won't look at them and admire them. I'm just like, they're not.
Put on the blinders.
So yeah, I don't know. The only justification I could see for putting it up earlier, this is the only one, is if the weather is milder, so it's not as cold. So they're like, oh, I want to put it out when it's not as cold. I can get that. That's a logical.
Right.
Anything other than that is just like, I don't know.
It's
an opinion thing. It's just like, I don't know if it's the people being like super gung ho for Christmas, or if it's just like a competition thing. Like, I want to be the first.
Now, there are competitions out there that neighbors compete who have the best light shows, and I've seen that, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the electricity bill must be really high. Like, holy cow.
So it's actually funny that you bring that up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was just saying, it's the same, like, my dad growing up would, like, get annoyed at us for putting up the lights. Like, that's such a waste of electricity. I'm like, hey, Grinch.
The Grinch, you're a mean one. Mr. Grinch, yes, you are. It's time to watch Jim Carrey. Go ahead.
I was going to say, my mom and I used to watch the I forget what it's called exactly, but it has, like, different houses around, like, the states. And, like, they do, like, a Christmas off. Basically, it's whoever's display is the best. They win, like, $5,000 or something. Or it's not $5,000. It's more than that.
To rebate an electricity bill?
Yeah, or they'll win, like, a trip to Disney or something.
Ah, see, that's cool. That's cool. So, I know we got a little sidetracked from Christmas stuff. But here is Kenzie G's page. So she has a sale that started Monday. Am I correct? Was it Monday?
So I guess Sunday.
Okay, so Sunday the 1st. Yeah, because that was Sunday the 1st. So you all should go check it out, and I will be putting up the link right now. Hang on, give me a second. So I have it right here. It's Kenzie's Candles. CO. Give me a second. Let me flip it. Can you all still see me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to just scroll through and have Kenzie explain a little bit of herself. So I'm going to go.
So before you start scrolling.
Okay.
The sale, I just kind of want to put that out there because you kind of mentioned it. Basically, if you spend $15 or more in the shop, you get 25% off of your entire order. And what's cool with that is sorry, I'm hearing an echo. With your first order, you also get a 10% off after the order is fulfilled. So you'll get that coupon in your order. As far as the $15 off, as far as the 25% off the $15 or more, that'll be applied automatically to your cart. There's no coupon code, there's no anything crazy that you have to remember. It'll just automatically be applied.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you.
So let me go ahead and put that link right now into the chat. Everyone, I got one already, and it's awesome. Of course, I didn't get mine that smelled like Christmas yet.
Can you hand me the green one?
Yeah, here you go.
So
she's right next to me, so it's just if you see me turn my head this way, it's like she's right there.
So funny enough, like Lillian had placed an order, which thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
I did an unmolding of her order earlier, and this is what it looks like.
Ooh,
I'm gonna hold on. Let me open it up.
Oh, okay.
Can you go there? Yeah.
Nice.
So that's what it looks like.
So
all of the candles are 100% pure material. This one specifically is made out of beeswax, so it's a little bit sweeter as well as whatever scent you add to it. But yeah, you don't have to worry about any kind of paraffin wax or any kind of additives to it.
All natural.
Yes, and this is nice because it's like, there are different designs on it, and I think it's cool. And they smell good, and they last forever. Like, I had one, and I think mine went through in a week, but I like keeping mine on. But for a week, that's pretty good. Most candles don't go that long, especially for what you're paying for, and the smell is great. So definitely, everyone, go and purchase one. Right, I dropped the link right in the description in the chat. So go ahead and purchase one. Let's see. Gary said, Kenzie G, you light up my life. Have got any John Wick candles?
So if you're referring to 100% soy candles, yes. If you're referring to character-wise John Wick, I am sorry to disappoint, but I do not.
Maybe.
But as far as the soy candles go, hey, yeah, maybe that might be a thing in the future.
So.
But as far as the soy candles go, any of the jar candles are 100% soy.
So there you have it. So go over to her Etsy. The link is in the chat description, however you want to call it, at Kenzie's Candle CO. All right. So now this evening's podcast is going to get a little bit interesting. So I have to give out a disclaimer that when you are tuning in, it's for mature audience only, 18 years and older.
I'll leave.
Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? You can't leave.
Only. That ain't
mature. Me. Okay, so, but yes, I do have to give the disclaimer. So if you're tuning in and you're, I don't know, if you're just tuning in and not a mature audience,
I'm an immature audience.
Yeah, immature audience, because we're technically immature about this stuff. But, this is just our disclaimer. This is going to be an 18 plus only discussion. So just giving everyone a heads up. All right, here we go. All right. So tonight's topics are going to be interesting. So last week we were talking about cranberries and bimbos. And that is Lillian's favorite word that came up, which I did not realize what a bimbo was until
cranberries and flying bimbos.
Cranberries and flying bimbos, or Bimbo the Clown. So we're gonna go and talk about some interesting things, and don't forget to go on the Red Huntress and support Mary Kate. Her perk, because she did say she will take a picture on set of her wearing a Bimbos and Cranberry shirt and a towel, right? Towel or shirt, one of the two. I remember
it was a blanket.
A blanket, and she will be wearing that. So tune in for that. So our first topic of this evening that we're going to be doing is talking about interesting fetishes that I found on the internet. So that's going to be something interesting to hear everyone's reaction to. And then later on this evening, we have some cool horror stories. I would say like, how would I say it? Like horror history about some haunted places. And I think it's pretty cool, pretty interesting, some cool facts about it. So who doesn't want to get a little chill in December? Besides like the cold chill. So, okay, I'm going to start off by some of this stuff because this is interesting, and audience jump in if you have a comment or concern about something.
The whole entire comment section just going crazy.
I found some weird fetishes that may be interesting. Okay, so we all know what fetishes are, so I hope we all do. But yeah, so one of the fetishes that I found is cake farts. Cake farts, okay? It says a very bizarre fetish indeed. Here is a woman is made to sit on the cake and then fart on it. Oh. Some even like their women farting while having sex.
Well, I've heard of the fart fetish where, like, wasn't there like a big thing a while ago? There was somebody that was selling her farts in a glass jar. And
what?
She was making
I heard about that.
Yeah, and she was making bank. Yeah. She was making bank, and then I guess she had to be hospitalized because she had to keep it going. She had to keep all the she would eat all these really gassy foods to the point where I don't know what happened with her stomach.
Why?
I heard about that, dude.
Why?
And she was making not only just bank, but she was making enough to she was making millions
for her hospital bill.
Why are you selling fart? How does that work? Do you just fart in the jar and close it up as fast as you can?
Yes.
People
started doing that, and then
we should do a science experiment.
No one. You can do a science experiment. I'm not doing
I
that.
agree with Lillian.
No. Okay. Here's the catch. Okay.
See, this is
Hold
the
on.
way to raise funds.
Okay. So here, I'm going to do this.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Everybody, if you want to see this, okay, for next week's podcast, okay, I will fart in a jar.
Nobody wants that.
And
That's toxic.
Well, I will
That
fart
is
in a
toxic.
jar, and I will hold it and put it away, and I'm going to make Max smell it.
No.
You need to put it in. Can you imagine in a time capsule? I wonder how long the odor molecules are, moving around.
How long they'll be active?
How long will they be active? Because, can you imagine that? Oh, look at this time capsule.
Yeah, smell someone's fart from Taco Bell. Yeah, no. I'm gonna try it. I will fart in a jar and I will open it up and I will smell it and see if it actually works. But the only way I will do that is if on our YouTube channel, and I will put the link in the chat, we have 130 subscribers. If we get up to 160 subscribers, I will do that. So go to our YouTube channel. I will put that into here. I have it right here. Let me put that in the chat.
I think if you do that and then send it to Lillian, that might be a thing.
Or do we wait for Lillian to smell it and we'll record it?
I wouldn't put her through that. We like Lillian.
Well, on set, she'll come out on set and she will have to smell it.
No, we like Lillian.
Hopefully my nose is still stuffed up by then. I'm getting over a cold, so.
All right, so we're filming on the 14th and 15th, so that's the thing. I will fart in a jar if we get if we get up to 160 subscribers on our YouTube, okay? And I will hold it away, and when Lillian comes on set, I will record her smelling it.
No.
That's the goal. Are you okay with that, Lillian?
No.
You better pay me.
Okay, how much so I can ask the audience?
Oh no.
She said you better pay me.
Oh, I don't know.
Will she handle it? Okay.
No,
I don't think she can handle it. It could either go one of two ways. It can really smell, or it doesn't smell at all.
That's a very accurate statement.
It's going to go from good to worse. Whatever the case is, if we get to 160 subscribers, I will smell my own fart in a jar.
You're not immune.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not affected by your own farts.
Okay, so it makes it
easier.
easier. Okay, it makes it easier for everyone. So the link is below.
How about we make Sammy smell it?
Sammy? No, not Sammy. We can just do a surprise one, or
our Red Huntress.
if we'll do a surprise one, we're gonna smell the jar and just get everyone's reaction. But I'm not gonna do that.
You're gonna probably sneak one of those in Max Candle's order for me.
No.
Like, hey, look at it, it's a bonus jar.
Noxious gas.
Oh my gosh. So no, we will. If we get to, I'm gonna put that up here. If we get to 160 subscribers on our YouTube channel, I will, I spelled I with two wrongs. Wow. Okay. I will fart. I can't even spell today. Wow.
Meanwhile, I have the dog passed out in my lap.
Channel. I will fart in a jar and smell it. There you go. We get to 160 on YouTube. I will fart in a jar and smell it. I'm going to tell that right now. 160 subscribers. We are at 130 right now. 30 more subscribers.
All of a sudden,
so go share it.
All of a sudden, this morphs into a dare channel stream.
Yeah.
It's all like people and you have like millions of subscribers.
I forgot. I have
go
to
viral
add
overnight.
the thing. Smell it. There you go. 160 subscribers, everyone. 160. Only 30. It's not hard. All right. The next interesting kink that I found is
I forgot that's what brought this up.
watching their partner pee. It is common knowledge that some men are turned on when they watch a woman pee, but interestingly, some women too feel horny when they watch their man do it. What?
What was it?
Shower?
Pee?
Yeah,
That's
so
not that surprising. I mean, it's bizarre.
what you mean that's not that surprising? That's weird.
Well, it is weird, but it's like that one I've heard of before. Like the farting on the cake. That one.
Well, okay, but also
Can I ask you a
farting,
question?
that's like saying I like when people fart in my face. Like that's like, and people
Yeah, I
like
mean,
that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can
I
catch
don't get
pink eye from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what if they shart? Like
Brings a whole new meaning to the pie to the face.
exactly. Oh. Go on. What were you gonna say?
So, okay, how do people come up with this? Like, who looks at a cake and thinks, I want to fart on that, and that's going to be sexy?
I think that's disgusting.
Normal people.
Happy birthday
Yes.
to you. And he's like, why does it smell like ass? Like oh my gosh.
Can you imagine the 10-year-old's birthday party?
Oh. All right,
I
smell
don't- they
vision
must
to me
find-
to you.
I don't know.
Wait, what?
Smell vision.
Gary said smell vision to me to you. Please explain that, what that means. I don't know what that means.
Gary's speaking in like tongues today. I don't
Code.
know. Like
This whole
Oh,
this whole podcast is just going to be decoding Gary.
we're gonna decode Gary.
I'm
So-
so confused by that first message.
Yeah, I'm still trying to
you
figure
never
it out.
clarified that. Gary, you gotta clarify this.
Yeah, you got to clarify.
Are you trying to
what it
like
is.
activate one of us to be like a Manchurian candidate with like some special word coding?
So here's one.
Oh no.
It's called climacophilia. It's the arousal to falling downstairs.
Well, they must ask their partner to push them down the stairs.
Can you push me down the stairs?
Ooh.
Again, no. Imagine that.
Oh,
Somebody fell down the flight of stairs and was like, that turned me on.
Do it again.
can you go push
Do it
me
again.
down? Can you push me down the stairs again? That was so
Broken arm
great.
later.
Like, how do
No,
you
no.
feel going to the doctors and like, so how did you get here? Oh, my wife pushed me down the stairs.
Yeah.
And I liked it, and now I'm here because I broke my bones.
No. Imagine that. Like, talk dirty to me. Why don't you, push me down some stairs?
Do you want a 10 flight or a 20 flight?
Make it a 25.
You're special to me. I'll push you down to 50 stair flight of 50.
Dude, that could be a really funny skit.
That's a terrible.
Just like somebody who gets like thrown
Sorry,
down
guys.
a flight of stairs, and they're like, "Why'd you do that?" I like you.
Oh gosh. All right, so I'm gonna keep looking. That's a weird one.
Which one?
It's called nasolingus. Arousal to sucking on a partner's nose.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was. And I'm glad that's not what I
Well,
thought it was.
nasal, like nasal ingus. That sounds like a name from like the 1600s. Nasal ingus. Sir nasal ingus. That's really. Who wants to suck on somebody's nose? What if they're like sick and they have like, they're just a runny nose?
Yeah.
Until you makes you
It's
stronger.
just
I
like,
guess.
oh, I have a runny nose. Don't worry, I'll suck your nose off. Like what?
You wonder how these fetishes get like how they begin. You know,
I mean,
like, there's some that are logical in a way, like trying to think of a good example that, like, okay, like it evolves into that, but like so many of these are just so weird. It's like it's almost like they can't get aroused by regular stuff. Like they're so desensitized to it, and they're like, I just got to pick the most craziest, freakiest thing. You know?
Yeah, that's here's one. I mean, they call it golden showers and water. Oh gosh, no.
We know what a golden shower is.
Yeah. Oh, here's one.
Or
it's called
the brown plate or something.
It's called titillogenia. Titillgnia. It's arousal to tickling others.
I'm sorry, but if somebody tickles me to try and like get me in the mood, you're getting killed.
Like here's another one is spectrophilia, sexual attraction to ghosts or images in the mirrors. That's an interesting. That's very interesting. Like, there's some interesting fetishes out there. Like, like you said, how do they get started? Like, who's gonna wake up and say, "Boom, I'm attracted to blinds"? Like, not even attracted. I get turned on by blinds. Like at Home
blinds,
Depot.
Yeah. You said blondes.
No, blinds. Like BLIDNS, blinds.
Or ghosts, like
to ghost. I mean,
yeah.
The last time I seen something like that was from Scary Movie 2, and the.
So then, would Poltergeist be considered porn?
To some, it can.
What about like Paranormal Activity, where they're quite literally dragging you out of bed?
Yeah, it's a little bit rough, but it gets it done.
like I mean, as weird to me as the ghost one is, I guess you could logically follow the thing of like, okay, there's an element of like, oh, I have no control. This ghost is taking advantage of me. But like, so like, I can wrap my brain around it maybe, but like some of these other ones, like you said, like blinds, like ooh, like you said.
Well, I don't know if that's real or not. I
can bet you money. If you look that up right now, I bet you'd find something. There would be something.
Maybe.
The ones you're reading are kind of. Oh, she's gonna look it up. I got you.
So Gary said, smell vision is you passing fart around and smelling it. To me, to you. So you fart and you walk around, so you're crop dusting, and everyone's smelling it. Is that what you mean by that? I don't know. Gary,
maybe it's just fart. Like you fart into a jar, the next person smells it, and then they fart in a jar, and then they pass it back to you. Pass the fart.
Or is it I fart and I smell it, and when I fart, when I smell the fart, then they fart. So it's just like a tag team of farts.
That could be too.
That's a great trip to Taco Bell or something. Like, I'm telling you, that's a great trip to Taco Bell. Like I said,
possibilities are endless.
Yes, they are. They very much are. I'm gonna do one more weird fetish. There's a lot of weird ones on here. Interesting one. Okay, here's one. This one is agalmatophilia, feeling aroused by statues.
By statues?
By statues. Yeah, you get turned on by statues. That's really interesting. I mean, think of that. Like, I would not want to be a security guard working in a museum if you were turned on by statues. Like, that's interesting. Like, wow, that's interesting. There's a lot of interesting ones. I mean, yeah, okay. Another one is actorasty, arousal to the sun rays. Interesting. Very much interesting. There's a lot of different ones on here. But, I mean, those are just, I guess that's where we'll end it for the fetishes part, because there's so many of them that you're just kind of like, Oh, okay.
On the blinds.
The blinds.
So, sorry, I just.
Her face tells everything.
Her mind has been blown.
It's not even that. I screw a little too far on the internet.
And what did you find?
So with the blinds thing, let's start there.
Okay.
That is a kink, but it's a curtain kink.
Oh.
So
the same thing, curtains, blinds.
Verbatim. And then I found the shit kink.
The shit kink.
Yeah, basically people liking feces.
Yeah. I know someone who's into that. I know.
Mac.
I know somebody who's into that, and I'm like, wow, okay. I mean, wow. And he, it's like,
to be fair,
that just seems so unsanitary.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are some people who like eating shit, and it's like,
well, that's not where I was going with that.
Oh. Okay, what were you going with?
It's Salerophilia.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. But it's just like the idea that somebody just like, I don't want to yell this, Keith. Can you mute yourself for a second? There's not a.
There you
mute
go.
yourself on there.
Huh?
Mute yourself on there.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it's where people enjoy soiling themselves while having sex. It's not so much like the act of like eating or ingesting or just like playing with it. It's like, I think like, yeah.
So you're telling me they'll piss themselves in the middle of, or they'll soil themselves. Oh gosh.
Beyond pissing.
I feel bad for their
You're
partner.
what?
I feel bad for their partner. It's like,
imagine,
come on.
Imagine trying to figure that
Get
out.
out of here.
I mean, oh my goodness.
Like, in the act, and you're like, damn, I just shit myself. I kind of liked it.
There was a show that used to be called 1,000 Ways to Die. It was on, I forgot what channel it was on. I think it was on MTV or on, I don't know where it was, on Sci-Fi. I don't know. But it was called 1,000 Ways to Die. And there's one person who, like, basically they had a ski trip or something like that, and the instructor was just like hitting on all the women trainers, and he ended up having sex with one of them, and she had to use the bathroom, and he was like, no, go on me. Little did they know they had like the what are those called, the electric heaters on the bed. So when there was a loose cord, so when she peed on it, just shocked all of them. They both died. I was like, holy cow. I mean, I don't know how much that stuff is real on there. Like, I mean, you
question.
Either way, you know
not to do again.
Huh?
Either way, you know not to do again.
Well, I mean, he can't do it again if that was actually true, because he got electrocuted. I mean, like, those are, I mean, I don't know if 1,000 Ways to Die are over dramatized, or if it's like an actual, like, based on actual facts, but that's like, wow, like, I guess some people are into that stuff. So, Lillian, have you have any stories about weird relationships or weird things that you ever had dealt with or experienced, or you know, you don't have to get into details, but like just like any
No, you
like.
have to get into
Oh no, I'm
details.
kidding. You have to have in details.
I'm kidding.
That's how it works here. What weird stories or weird fantasies had someone that told
many,
you?
but
Okay, well,
She's had plenty.
give us a
Oh,
few
no.
of them.
Huh?
Give us a few of them. Come on.
I can't.
Okay. Is it from somebody else, or is it, I'm talking about from somebody else, not your personal experience?
Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
In that case.
I have still plenty.
But here's the thing, though. I was thinking about this. This isn't somebody I know. I just have heard this story that like this person was hospitalized because they were doing the deed in a shampoo bottle or something in the shower, and then they got stuck, and so they had to go to the emergency room.
Wait. It was in a shampoo bottle. A shampoo bottle?
Yeah, they were doing it to a shampoo bottle inside the shampoo bottle.
So you removed
and it got stuck, and now like. Can you imagine going to the emergency room and be like, oh?
I would be.
I've seen a lot of things where like people get stuck up their butt, and it's like, what made you put that up there? Like, I get on the weird side of TikTok sometimes, and it's like people put jars up their butt. Like, they make things for that.
Well, I mean, I get there are people who do those magic tricks who can like swallow like different things and it sticks to their like stomach. Like on America's Got Talent. Yeah, or someone put in what are those pool balls and they were able to swallow it. And it like they can keep it in their like stomach and then they can pop it right back out.
Oh my God.
It's so weird.
That doesn't seem healthy.
Yeah.
Well, obviously it's training, but like you're not supposed to have that in your body. You know, what if it gets stuck? Like,
exactly.
Like they can fit like.
In the hospital. I have a cue ball stuck in my body.
So Gary said the Stone Age man, when they had sex, they got stoners instead of boners. Great. Probably. That's interesting. That's,
were they stoners with boners?
You don't know if there were stoners back then.
I don't know, man. There was a lot of herbal shit. There might have been.
Yeah. There might have been. Is there any other stories you have, Lillian? Weird ones that you heard, like from.
Let me think.
You gotta think on that one.
Yeah. Oh, she disappeared, man.
She disappeared and she reappeared.
There was like a smudge on my screen. It was making me mad. I'm sorry.
Let me think.
There's like interesting like. There's a lot of interesting things that people do that's kind of like, okay. She's still thinking on which one it is.
I'm sincerely trying to think.
Does anyone have any weird stories? Yeah. If anyone has any weird stories they want to tell us, like it could be like, you know, the weird stories, just go and comment to us. You know, speaking about weird stories, you know what show I used to love listening to in the morning? It's Second Date Updates.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of those? So Second Date Updates are basically where they call the radio station and the radio station calls the date or who they went out with and told them why they didn't want to go do a second date with them. And it's entertaining. It's entertaining because you find some really weird like stories. Like, wasn't there one guy who just like had like a bunch of like he was a big fan of I forgot what it was. I guess he was a big fan of like celebrities, and like he had like his favorite celebrity, and on the first date he was showing them like basically nude pictures of that celebrity. I don't know if that was real or not, but I'm like, what? To her, and she's like, "Oh, I don't like going over to a date at a restaurant and you're showing me nude pictures of like celebrities who you like, and it's like, what? So there's some weird ones. Or the other one was, what was the one where she found her cheating, and so he made her drive 2 hours?
Oh yeah.
That so this one, I guess he found he
This
cat,
was an ex, by the way.
yeah. So
this was not a current relationship. This was not something that he was like involved with at the moment. This was an ex from like maybe like 2 months past.
And he basically catfished her into thinking that it was a different person, made her drive like 2 to 3 hours away to beat this person, just to find out there was nobody who showed up. And she was waiting there for like 4 hours at that place, sitting by herself. And then he calls the station saying, oh, why didn't you come back on the date? And she was like, well, the person didn't show up. And then he's like, haha, surprise, it was your ex who did it. But was it that one?
No. So you're telling the story kind of right. So she gave the radio station his number. And the radio station called him with her on the line, and he didn't know she was on the line. And the radio station was asking him, why didn't you want a second date? Because like that's what they're there for, right? And he's just like, no, because she was cheating on me. I catfished her. And he told them the whole story. And she's sitting there on the line listening to this. And she starts cussing him out. And he's sitting there laughing. And the whole radio station, the people on air are just like, what did we just witness?
How dare you? He enjoyed every single moment of that. He's like, that's what you get. So, all right, everyone. So we talked a little about some weird things. I want to get into our first new podcast session, just about the paranormal. I think it's a cool topic, and Lillian's looking at her eyelash again. So here you go.
It's all cockeyed, man.
Let's help you
I'll look
here.
at my piercings.
There you go. So we let me do a zoom in for you. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the paranormal session. That's what I'll call it, the paranormal.
I'm getting whipped by my cat's tail here.
Ooh.
I'm sure there's a fetish with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
There probably is one.
Bestiality?
Yeah.
Basically with a whip. Savannah, stop looking with your tail.
Let's see. All right.
Your cat's cute.
Oh, thanks. She knows I'm on this stream. That's why she doesn't do this at any other time.
You know what? It seems like cats do that. Like they find a time to jump in when it's like, okay, when I'm not busy, they're okay.
Yeah.
And when I am busy, it's like weird. They always want attention.
Yep.
So I can't find any cool music for horror for our session because it always helps. Ooh. All right, now loop that 20 times.
Here we go.
We'll do ambient. All right, so we are going to go and talk about paranormal stuff. So Lillian, do you have any how do you believe in the paranormal?
Yes, I definitely.
You do.
I have now this is I definitely have a story for, unless you want to start it a different way.
No, go ahead and tell us, please.
So when I was about 13 or something, I was really into like doing seances at the time and doing automatic writing.
Okay.
And so I was really into that, with a couple of my friends who were doing that. And I decided to get a Ouija board, much to my parents' chagrin or whatever. And so my mom was doing the Ouija board with me, and we're just there was this picture that my dad used to paint stuff, and he had painted this a nun, but it was this weird spooky nun. Anyways, the picture was propped up on a shelf. Never.
It's almost like The Conjuring. the second movie of the Conjuring. No, yeah, the second movie, The Conjuring.
Oh, I didn't see that. Is there?
Yeah, they had the picture of the nun
Well,
up on there
and
was
I
painted
didn't
that
know,
Warrens did.
and I didn't know this was a picture of a nun because it's not super obvious. Like, you know, you
Right.
see a nun like black habit, white, you know, white around that. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like it was like a different color, and it was like you wouldn't necessarily think that. Anyways, this picture had been there for years, hadn't moved, hadn't fallen, and we're doing the Ouija board, my mom and I. It's hardly moving at all, like just like nothing, and to the point where my mom was like falling asleep, and I'm just kind of like sitting there or whatever, and all of a sudden the picture falls off the wall and falls, and it falls actually because there was like a portrait of me or something, a school picture, I don't know, sitting up there, and the thing goes and knocks down my picture, and it was like my mom, she's like, we're returning this. We had gotten it
You
from
can't. I heard you can't return Ouija boards.
I think she had to like argue for it. She's like, it works. Take it back. So that was enough that it like freaked her out.
Well, I heard Ouija boards with them is you can't. I heard stories of people burning them, and the
Oh.
only way, and it will come back. They'll find it like a few weeks later, or a few days later, like in a closet or under the bed where they least expensive.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
What
there
was
you go.
that?
That was the ambient sound. I don't
What
know.
the
It just
hell?
kicked in. Yeah. So gives you that little chills to start off. Yeah. So Ouija boards you can't just get rid of. Like I heard you have to take it to like a church, and they'll dispose it for you. Like the right way. I don't know how they do it, but it's
Some churches won't even take them though.
some of them won't even. So you're kind of like I don't mess with those. I don't touch those. There are some people who look through the eye of the Ouija board so they can see. Yeah. So the oracle, and they say if you look through it, they said that there are apparently they say you can see things through it, but I don't know how real that is because the Ouija board's like a portal, right? It's a portal that opens up to another, to the spirit world, and when you open that portal up, that's why they say don't take your hand off the Ouija board and stuff like that. So they open it, they close it, and for some people, they really let me open up the chat. I'm sorry. Let's see. What? I saw a ghost in the kitchen eating toast, but he's Butterfingers. Some pinch my ass. Oh my gosh. Interesting, Gary. Very interesting. But yeah, so people like I know because when I go to Spirit Halloween and stuff, like I don't touch those. I don't go anywhere near them, because it's like they're just something. I always tell people don't play with those things. It's something I wouldn't touch. I wouldn't mess with because I heard like things come out of those things that are evil come out from that, and it can like really mess you up. Some people take them to haunted places or like um to deserted areas, and they try conjuring up something that they can't even put back. So it's pretty creepy with Ouija boards. Were you able to find it later on?
Well, we returned it to the store.
And it didn't show up to your house?
No,
it didn't appear? No. Okay.
No,
okay.
thankfully not.
Did you close it? Did you say goodbye?
I didn't know anything like any of those like rituals or whatever. I just was like really into like just general supernatural stuff, and I would do like, like I said, automatic writing. Like me and my friend, we would sit there and it was like really quiet and dark in the house, and like there were just like little weird things. Like when I was doing it one time, I don't know if I was doing like a trance or like automatic writing, but all of a sudden this is back when there were landline phones. I know it's like ages ago. And like the phone rang like half a ring, which was so weird. Like during this going on, it was just a half a ring. It was just some little weird things that were creepy enough to be like, there's something here.
So I'm gonna see if I have it. But we were filming once in the forest, and it was nighttime, and we were filming a film. And it wasn't too long ago, and we were taking. I took a behind the scenes picture, and I'm gonna see if I can find it. But I took a behind the scenes picture, and we saw this big shadow, like probably about 8 feet tall, like behind our actors, and I was like, you
I
know,
know exactly what picture you're talking about too.
yeah, hold on, let me see if I can pull it out and upload it, because it was so creepy. Um, Give me a second. I'm sorry, guys.
You're fine.
Let
I
me.
feel like hold on. Okay. I feel like I don't know how to feel about Ouija boards, honestly. Like I don't know how uh into the internet you guys were in like I want to say 2012, 2013. But as like a teenager, I was very like on YouTube all the time. And like I saw like the Charlie challenge, I guess you could say, where it's like if you don't know what it is, it's like a piece of paper and it has like I forget what there's like two. How do I explain it? The paper has like a cross drawn in the middle. There's the name Charlie here, the name Charlie here. Like trying to keep it in frame. And then in this corner and this corner, it was the same thing, but I don't remember exactly what it was. And you put a pencil on top of another pencil in the center of the paper, and then you spin it like a thing. And like it had to do something with like the whole like Candyman ritual or like Bloody Mary or
I feel like
like stuff like that. Like if you say it in what was it?
Oh, I know. I just said I feel like I do remember something about hearing about that back in the day.
Yeah, it's like if you do it so many times, it's gonna summon whatever. I kind of feel like that's the same with a Ouija board. Like if you put the intent of something happening out there, your mind is automatically going to look for something to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's not a portal. Like I have connections with the other side that like people won't believe. But like in some cases, it's a little far fetched.
Well, I always think, okay, if I tell you go into a building, and I tell you just go in there, it's dark, right? You're not gonna think of anything. You're just gonna
Right.
walk in. If I said go inside that building, it's dark inside. Here's a flashlight. Go inside. I just checked on it. Everything's clean. Can you just go in
Yeah.
there and grab this? You're just gonna walk in there. Yeah, you're gonna be like, okay, something is, you're gonna feel like something's there, but that's just your
No.
natural senses. No, no, no.
No.
Like,
You're not gonna think anything's there because you said I've already checked the
yeah,
building.
okay, I'm
Everything's
sorry. Yeah,
safe.
so
Whatever.
you already checked it. But if I tell you it's haunted,
Yep.
or I told you there are stories about this place, your mind is going to start playing tricks
Mm-hmm.
on you. And you're going to start thinking to yourself, oh, there's something there. It's something. So you're conjuring up something in your mind that
Yeah.
is most likely not there. I'm not saying there are things that are there, that are sitting there that we can't see. I'm not saying there's none of that. But at the end of the day, we don't know, or your mind does a lot of the conjuring up. You put out that energy out there, and like it makes it, I don't know, it just makes it the way it
It's
is.
like
It's
residual.
kind of like manifesting something or drawing something to you, and it's not like I don't know how to explain it, I guess, but
So I have the picture. Hang on, let me.
I just want to put something out there. Like I'm not discarding any number one beliefs, but also number two like encounters. Like I have my own experiences that have deemed that like the paranormal is real, but it's just like to what extent?
yeah, I mean, definitely there are some cases that it's coincidence that something happens, And because your mind is primed for it, you're looking for it, and then you're going to make connections that, may or may not be real,
Right. Because it turns into that mindset of, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened. Okay, so I'm gonna show this picture to everybody, and I already highlighted it. I circled it and I raised up the highlights on it. And I kid you not when I tell everybody that I did not find this. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and switch this real quick to this picture. I wonder how I can do that without putting in that. I'm gonna share this to the post. Give me 1 second, everybody. Oh, that's you whistling. I'm like, who is that? Who is that whistling? Like, oh my goodness. Okay.
The comments so we can see who's. Oh, never mind.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna put up the comments. Everyone can go ahead and chit chat. If anyone sees anything that they like to talk while I put this up real quick.
Oh yes, Gary.
I'm trying to.
The nun is watching you. Don't look around. Oh no.
Oh no. I don't know if I can put this. Do I have to screen share this? Give me 1 second, everyone. I'm trying to pull this picture up.
Gary's asking if we've ever used a Super 8 ball.
No, I don't know what that is.
Seriously?
I have.
What is it?
Well, is it? I don't know if it's like it wasn't called Super 8 Ball for me. It was just called it. I guess because the 8 Ball is a drug reference, so you gotta say Super 8 Ball. But yeah, I had one around that time of my interest in the occult, and like I did have one, and I would ask it things and.
Yeah. Is that the thing that you shake and it says yes or no?
Yeah, but it gives more than yes or no answers. It'll give like, I don't know, little creative ways of saying yes or no, or maybe,
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to
categorize that with like tarot.
What's that?
The Super 8 ball, like I kind of categorize that as tarot.
Yeah,
like under the same category.
Yeah, kind of like predicting. Excuse me, sorry guys.
No, you're good. I'm gonna have to pull it up.
How are you feeling?
Me? I am starting to feel a little bit like woozy, so I don't know. I will try and stay on for as long as possible. Like, I don't feel woozy to throw up, but just like kind of like faint or a little tired. So I'm gonna take some ibuprofen.
Just like go over to the other frame.
Just go slowly to the other frame. Do I have to get you a jar of farts for this one?
I'll just pass out on the screen.
Don't make her throw up.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to. I don't think it's gonna let me screen share because I did add a new scene. I know over here they make you do so much things. I'm gonna share that, but I don't want to share that.
You want me to see if I can?
Yeah.
Alright, hold on.
So Mac's gonna see if she can. I sent it to you, the picture.
Okay.
So I kid you not, I did not realize about this picture until later. Did it pop up?
Give me 1 second.
All right, let's see if it pops up right here.
Give me 1 second.
So, yeah, I mean, like when I film in the forest at night, like I do get creeped out because sometimes, like as a director and the camera guy, you got to wander off to the darkest parts to check to make sure everything is good. And I always tell myself, okay, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Like, yeah, you got to watch out for like other people, but there's always that thing in the mind. What if there's something watching me?
Yeah,
enough on here, like enough GPU.
You don't have enough to show it?
I do not.
Okay, I'm just gonna upload it real quick. Give me 1 second, everybody.
Upload it to the comments.
Huh?
Or no, not everybody can see the comments.
No, not everyone can see the comments. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm just gonna do this. Just ignore what's going on in the back.
Just start like elevator music.
Okay, there we go. Here it is. Okay, boom. All right, everyone. So this is the picture.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
I want to point out that the black figure to the right is our camera guy.
So this right here is our I don't know if people can see it. That little red light is my camera, right? We're filming in the woods. This was one of our actors, this one's another one. And I went ahead and I don't know why this music thing's so loud.
It's trying to get us in the mood.
It's trying to what?
It's trying to keep us in the mood.
Yeah, so I went ahead and I was like, what is that? I thought it was a smudge on my camera. And this was on my phone, so I took it, and I guess I just took it at the right angle with the right light because the flash went on, and boom, it just popped up. And I looked at it closely. I turned up the highlight. I'm like, this looks like a silhouette of a person.
Yeah.
Like, and this looks like I don't know what it is, but it's definitely see-through. I mean, kind of. But that's not. I remember nobody was in front of the camera guy besides these two actors. So that's really creepy, knowing that, you know, you have that type of stuff on there. I always thought that was like, what happened?
Where was this at? Was that by where we filmed?
This is where we filmed the end of the. This is where the first scenes take place with the Red Huntress. So, but this was more deeper into the woods. But it's creepy knowing that there's something there. You know, it's like, you know, I don't feel it most of the time, but we were filming this at like 2 a.m. So it was really late. So it was really creepy.
Yeah.
So.
And I want to say too, Keith, you said something about your flash going off.
Uh-huh.
Your flash never goes off. Like, you don't have your settings set to flash.
Yeah,
like,
I never
like
do.
Your flash.
I don't like it. And it just flashed and boom. It's like, ooh. So, all right. So that was a little cool thing. And like next week, we'll probably be talking about more horror stuff like this. Lillian, don't pass out on me.
I'm going to take my temperature in a minute.
So here's what we are going to talk about tonight. We'll go through this little cool paranormal stuff. Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. This is in Midlothian, Illinois. So if anyone who lives in Illinois, you know, if you want to swing by this place, I believe it's off Ridgeland, I believe. That's what it looked like before. And this is what it looks like now. It's Bachelor's Grove, but it's really creepy. So I'm gonna give a little backstory about Bachelor's Grove. So Bachelor's Grove Cemetery is in Midlothian, Illinois, about 25 miles south of Chicago. It is, according to local legends, and I'm getting this information from the Grunge. It's probably the most haunted place in Illinois. Now, I know Zach Baggins and Ghost Adventures were over there, and I saw that episode, and it was really creepy, knowing that it's like, oh, that's, you know, about the backstory with it. So, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit here. So the area started being used as a cemetery by 1834, but fell into disuse by 1980. The plot of the land was subsequently abandoned, and overgrowth and disrepair likely contribute to its spooky reputation. By the 1970s, the desolate cemetery had become a popular spot for drunken parties and vandalisms. These days, however, the burial ground is better known as a hotspot for ghost hunters due to its reputation for being massively haunted. So they said some sightings here include spectral farmhouses that teleports around the grounds, a ghostly farmer and his horse, two-headed monster that lurks in the cemetery's pond, phantom vehicles, ghostly dogs. I heard of that. I drove past there once, and you hear two like ghostly like dogs barking late at night, and you can hear them at the entrance because right across the street is Rubio Woods, and they're saying to that place is also haunted. But at the entrance of Bachelor's Grove, you can hear that, and they're calling it like their hellhounds or something like that. But like you can go in there during the daytime, but it has been abandoned, or I don't think it's up.
It's not necessarily abandoned.
No, it's upkept though. Like it is upkept. There are
But
people
it's
who
been untouched.
right. There are people in there who do go in there and they, like they said, they vandalize the property, they drink and have parties. So this is one of the famous pictures that was taken over there. I don't know who took this picture, but it's one of the famous ones. The lady in white, they call it, where she was just sitting on top of her grave, which is really, really cool. I'm sorry, let me pop that, fix the way this looks. Let's do that way. So yeah, the lady in white, which you can see. Now, when you go into like Badger's Grove, I think the first thing you find is the infant daughter. I think is that it? No.
No, so when you go into Bachelor's Grove, you have to walk down this like long pathway until you actually get to the cemetery. The cemetery is kind of like at like a dead end. So basically you hit like brush. Let me stay in frame. You hit like brush, and then to the right there's the cemetery. When you walk into the cemetery, to the right of you, there's obviously it's a cemetery. It's open space, whatever. To the right of you is the mother's grave. That's the picture that Keith was just showing. This. And if you actually go there, her headstone, last time I was there, does look like it's not only destroyed, but also tipped over. So, be cautious of that. But also, when you keep walking, you go down this like small little hill. The infant daughter's grave is at the end of that hill. And it's not a very big hill. It's maybe like a maybe 3 foot drop. But yeah, you see her grave at the end of it, and it actually most of the time does look like this.
Yeah.
Just because people, when they go in there, they believe that it's good luck, that she'll protect you.
She'll warn you from like the evil spirits that come through. So that's why it's really like people will, give toys, they'll leave money, they leave coins, something that just states like here, help us through this, as we go through here. Some people don't give anything at all. So there are stories when you go there. So this is the pond that they're talking about. Apparently they see two-headed monster that lurks in the water. So apparently there are bodies that were dropped or dumped into that lake or into that pond, and people have drowned in that pond because they see like an old farmhouse that's in the back corner, what they were just saying, that teleports. And as you get closer to this, you see it, people see it, and it gets farther away as they get closer, and which ends up forcing them to go into the pond and they drown. And there's some like really interesting stuff about that. So it's something that's like, I think what it is like there was a lot of vandalism going on. So I think that's what made it a hot spot for all that stuff. So it says right here, according to Bachelor's Grove, forever, sightings of the Madonna of the Grove began in the late 1970s when a caller to a radio show reported having taken a picture of a shrouded figure carrying a baby while dressed in what resembled as a nun's habit. Reports of apparitions of the White Lady typically follow a similar description. She is a woman with dark hair dressed in long old-fashioned dress or dressing gown, usually described as white, either carrying an infant laying flowers on a gravestone or wandering around aimlessly, which is often interpreted by witnesses as looking for her baby. The image of the ghost that has been subsequently identified with the Madonna of the Grove gained international attention after the photo taken by Ghost Research Society member Judy Huff Fells in 1991. So that picture I just showed you was taken by Judy Huff Fells. Was published in both Chicago Sun-Times and the National Examiner. So that's pretty interesting. That's pretty creepy. I'm sorry. That's like, you go in there, what if you take a picture and you see that? Like, that's really creepy. So Badgers Grove's one of the locations we're going to talk a little bit about tonight that we did. You have something to say, Mac?
So you're talking about creepiness in Bachelor's Grove. Can I tell a little story?
Go ahead.
So there was a time you know the story, Keith.
Oh yeah. Okay. Was it when Sammy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So me, Sammy, Hilario, and Lisa. I had to think of who else was with us. But we were filming. We were filming the first episode of The Red Huntress. We were done with it. We were just driving around, and Hilario had brought up the idea of let's go to Bachelor's Grove. It was either you or Hilario.
Well, we were going to go drive past there to see it, like, because they heard about it, but they never seen it. Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, filming the first episode of The Red Huntress, Halloween season, spooky season, we're all like, yeah, let's go. Hilario's like, let's walk through. All right, cool. Because at this point, it's like kind of daytime, kind of not. We're like, all right. So we walk in, and Keith said that he said, wow, I can't talk. Keith said that he saw a group of people come in after us.
Yeah.
There was nothing that came in after us, like, at all.
So I was parked across the street of the entrance, and you gotta walk. Like I said, it's a walk when you go in there, and I was parked across the street. They went off and they stayed there because it was close to sundown, and of course the park closes by sundown, so they had to get out. So I think it was like 45 minutes before sundown, so we still had time to go in. They had time to go in there, and yeah, they walked in and then they just disappeared into the woods, and then I saw like a group of people just following, like trying to go in, like looking for them. I'm like, what is that? So I call them. I said, hey, are you guys okay? There's a group of people. They're like, what are you talking about, group of people? Like, they look like they're going after you. And you're like, no, there's nobody here. And it was like, oh my gosh. So go on with that. What happened?
Yeah, so from there, it was just kind of like, okay, like, maybe Keith did see somebody. Because some people, like, kind of walk in and then they're like, nah, I'm good. And they walk out.
Yeah, that's how I am. It's like, never going in there. Nope. I went in there before and that place scared me like crazy. And I had a scary encounter in there. No, thank you.
So we, walk around. Sammy has never been there. Lisa is not from Illinois, so she's never been there. So they were just kind of walking. It's a normal cemetery, being very cautious of graves and everything. And Hilario, who is very hard of hearing. Hold on. Are you done?
The dog is
scratching, and her collar is what you're hearing. Calm down, babies. Okay. So Hilario, who is very hard of hearing, you can talk to this man in the same room at a normal level, and he won't acknowledge you unless he's looking at you. Love him, but his hearing is shit. He starts hearing this ringing, like high-pitched, like bell almost. And now I think he's just like being weird. But then Sammy started hearing it. And so Lisa and I were just like, this is weird, but okay. We thought, I don't know, like ambience or something, or they're hearing something, I don't know. But then myself, Lisa, and Sammy all started hearing like toy box music. Like somebody like cranked up the toy box and just left it playing, but it was nothing recognizable. The only reason I described it as like a toy box music is because it was very like childish and like fun and like upbeat kind of. Hilario thought we were going crazy because he didn't hear it. And this was going on for like a solid 10 minutes that we were hearing this. And then all of a sudden we walked out of the cemetery guidelines and it stopped. Like we didn't hear it, but we walked back in and we started hearing it again. So that was weird. But then we went to go out of the cemetery because Keith had called us and was like, hey, are you guys coming back? Because
the cops were telling people they had to leave already. So it's like, yeah, no, I'm not getting a ticket.
Keep in mind it's a forest preserve, so it does close at dusk. it does. So then on the way back, mind you, we have to walk through like this like long path of just woods. Sammy starts hearing dogs. Hilario started hearing the dogs. I started hearing the dogs as well, but I thought it was just like a neighbor's dog or whatever. And then Hilario had asked me about it, and he's like, "Hey, are you hearing this?" Because he kept looking back. Now, mind you, Hilario is deaf.
He's not deaf.
He's not deaf, but he should be. Like, I love him, but he should be. But he kept looking over his shoulder, and he's like, "Where are the dogs?" And I'm just like, "No, I'm hearing that too." And we both gave each other that look because we both know the history of Bachelor's Grove. Sammy and Lisa don't. And yeah, we were just like, "Nope, keep walking. We're not getting stuck in this. Keep walking."
Mm-mm.
Keith, do you want to tell what happened
when
we were in there?
So I was on the phone with my buddy because he called me, and we were. Hilario wants to join in about the little podcast what we're talking about.
He's watching.
No, he wants to jump on to explain what happened that day. Because he's like, no, I need to explain what happened. So, all right, so I'm gonna get Hilario in on this because he wants to talk about
me sitting here telling
his side of what happened, and I will tell you what happened to my side of that because it was creepy, and I have it all on recording. So, anyway, so they got out. They came over, and I was on the phone with my friend, and mind you, I was like, "Huh, what's going on with my dash cam?" My dash cam started acting all weird and funky. So, I was like, "What's going on with this?" And when I got off the phone with him, my dash cam kept restarting. Mind you, it's not battery operated; it hooks up into the outlet, so it was running. The car was running. So I went back and I replayed it, and I have it saved, and I'll probably get it on next week's podcast, and I'll show everyone. And then you hear, mind you, over me talking to my buddy on the phone, and I'm trying to enhance it. I'll probably enhance it, but all you hear is, "What are you doing here? All this going on. This is something you shouldn't be here. Leave this area." Like it's like whispering. When you listen closely, it's telling you to leave or get out. Because I don't know, but it was really, really scary. And they came back and they heard it and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" Now, another scary thing about Bachelor's Grove is when you go drive down there, when you drive down Bachelor's Grove, I believe it's off 147th. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you sometimes see people walking, and not people like our everyday people. You see people like dressed up in the long, older, back in the day things, and there's a lot of tendencies of people who get into car crashes because they look at it and they're just like, boom, they don't pay attention because it's only, I think it's a two lanes, and it goes back and forth. So all you see is when you look over, it's pitch dark over there. There's no lights. So you just kind of go over there, and if you're not paying attention, you can crash and like go head on with somebody. So sometimes you see people walking, or they don't hitchhike. That's at Resurrection Mary, where they hitchhike.
That's in Willow Springs.
That's in Willow Springs, where, if you guys don't know the story about Resurrection Mary, but basically she'll ask you to hitchhike, get into a car with you, and if she gets into a car with you, you're probably going to get into an accident. Like 98% of the time, you will get into a car accident, because I think that's what happened. Her backstory was that. But still, though, it's
that's for next week.
Yeah, that's for next week. We'll talk about that next week. But Bachelor's Grove is really interesting. Apparently, they even said Capone dropped bodies over there, was dumping bodies over there. So that's what they say in the at Bachelor's Grove.
I heard about that in the Cal Sag, but not in the Grove.
I don't know if it was the Grove or the Cal Sag, but one or the other, where they think that bodies were placed over there. But Bachelor's Grove, like, I don't know how you can live like right there, because there are people who live like their backyard is Bachelor's Grove,
Yeah.
and there's no fences. It's just all open and it's creepy. So if you ever get a chance to go check out Bachelor's Grove, it's a cool place. You can go during the day, just follow the rules. There is also somebody there, they say, who you see with a scythe, who cuts the grass.
Oh, the
The
farmer.
the farmer, and if you see him, don't follow him, because apparently it's leading you to your death. Apparently that's what they say about it. So it's really like creepy and stuff like that. So another interesting horror location that we found out just today: Lincoln Park Zoo.
Really?
This one surprised me.
Yes, Lincoln Park Zoo is actually haunted, apparently. So the information, what I found, this was from Windy City Ghost, and they do tours, like ghost tours. So let me go on here.
Now, when you think of Lincoln Park Zoo, you think of like happiness and animals and festival of lights.
Yeah.
So here's where it says on here, on the article: Chicago is renowned as one of the most haunted cities in America, with a history married by tragedy and death. From the Battle of Fort Dearborn to the Great Chicago Fire and the infamous Eastland disaster of 1915, the city has seen its fair share of calamities. Lincoln Park itself was the backdrop for some of the bloodiest gang violence, including the 1929 St. Valentine's Day Massacre. The park was also the scene of the notorious Tylenol murders, where a flight attendant was found dead after purchasing cyanide-laced capsules. Um, the eerie reputation of Lincoln Park Zoo is closely tied to its location on the land that once served as Chicago's original city cemetery. That's crazy. Knowing that Lincoln Park Zoo was a cemetery first before it came into that. So people are basically walking on top of other bodies. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Efforts to relocate the bodies were interrupted by the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, which obliterated many grave sites, leaving the spirits restless. The fire that ravaged Chicago in 1871 claimed around 300 lives, destroyed 3.3 square miles of the city, and left 100,000 residents homeless. The inferno's aftermath rendered the cities unrecognizable, with significant portions of its infrastructure reduced to ashes. Amid this devastation, the exact locations of many graves were lost, leading to the belief that the area, including the zoo, is haunted by those who never found peace. That is crazy. So they said here, the Lion House basement is particularly notorious for ghostly activities. Women have reported seeing figures in Victorian clothing reflected in the restroom mirrors. Some believe that uh, the spirits can become trapped in mirrors, and in infinite reflections might confuse them. Staff members have heard strange voices, including a man shouting, "Get out!" and another spirit pleading, "Will you look at me?" Other entities in the lion's house express a desperate desire to leave the zoo, suggesting they feel trapped. Shadowy figures have also been captured on camera in the women's restroom. It's speculated that this restroom might be situated over in especially active parts of the old cemetery. That is crazy. So if anyone in the comments have been to Lincoln Park Zoo, I haven't been there in a while, but I always know when I go there, like, I just feel a little bit off when I go into Lincoln Park Zoo.
Yeah, I can't
Like,
remember the last time I've been there, but I would never associate like a zoo with a
well,
ski
why would the
location.
fact that you have a cemetery, one the city's cemetery
Yeah,
at the zoo is weird, and it's weird that the animals don't go crazy because animals can
You
pick
never
up
know.
that sense. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, except for kangaroos, because kangaroos look creepy. I don't know if you ever seen
Kangaroos are
kangaroos
scary.
like stand up on their back legs and they're like this. They're kangaroos are weird. They're scary, but
But you know what's crazy to me? And I think you touched on this, but I'm not. I think you did. Um, Going back, you said that there was 35,000 dead bodies buried there,
mhm.
and like most of them have been recovered. I'm looking at the stats. There are still 12,000 that are not accounted for and still buried in the zoo. So think about that, like 12,000 people.
Yeah,
Think of
12,000
that as
people.
a living group of people. Like that's crazy. That's a crazy amount of people. That's a full concert.
That's really scary because it's like you can't. It's just weird. You
Yeah.
can't. I don't know, and it's like, I mean, you
Oh,
can
maybe
go on
zoo?
ghost. You can go on ghost hunts there. They allow you to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, you
Oh,
can
that's
Yeah.
go there. Yeah, they have. I
cool.
was reading they have tours, and they said you can go on ghost hunts,
Huh.
and I'm like, oh, okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if I would go there, but I know there are stories of people who do get sick. Like they,
Oh yeah, they get really sick after being there.
yeah. Like I don't know if you heard. Like sometimes in the news they say, "Oh yeah, a group of people have
Yeah.
been getting sick from coming from like Lincoln Park." And I know when you're dealing with like the spirit world and stuff like that, and demons and all that stuff, people do have the tendency to get really sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's like you don't know, it could be like a bacteria in the air. With the animals being at the zoo.
Well, and
You
they
know,
always blame it on the monkeys.
the monkeys,
They always blame it on the monkeys.
the poor monkeys are always getting blamed for everything. It's like, but you never know. You never know. I wouldn't want to work at a zoo. I mean, I just
No.
think it's a lot of work, but I wouldn't want to work overnight at a zoo if I knew I was standing on top of the city's graveyard. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, here you go. Like you're gonna be working here. Like it's crazy. Like I know they have the Festival of the Lights going on right now, or at Lincoln Park
Yeah.
Zoo, but
Yeah, I forgot
knowing
about
the
that.
fact that there was over 30,000 bodies
Yeah.
that would
I
be
did not know that.
underneath, yeah, I would be a little bit freaked out about that too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anyone in the comments wants to tune in. Have you ever been to Lincoln Park? Have you ever been to somewhere haunted? Especially Lincoln Park, because I just found that out today, and it's crazy because 30,000 bodies is a lot. And people just going to Lincoln Park, just like, oh, I want to check out the animals. Little
Yeah.
do they know, like 40, 50 feet under, you don't even know how deep they are like right under there. Like that's, I mean, obviously they probably cleared it out before they added everything in there,
You don't know
but
that.
well, yeah, you don't know that because the lions area, I guess they said that's where it's the most haunted. So that's
Really?
really, yeah, the Lions area, they said that's most haunted. So who knows what was in that Lions area,
Yeah.
because you have to think some parts of the zoo have like, they build it to like be as natural as they can
Yep.
to like a lion's actual natural habitat. So they dig holes, there's water. You don't know if they move bodies out. You know what I mean? Like before they build it, like if the architect was like, okay, yeah, we got to, when they're like building stuff, oh, we got to move this body. There's this something here, but I think they looked at that before they went in there. But it's still a
I hope
scary,
so.
scary mindset. It's like another place that's really creepy that we like to watch a lot of like ghost like stuff, paranormal, like paranormal hunters and stuff. And the one place I really haven't heard of anyone going to is into Auschwitz, like
Oh,
going
Yeah.
into Auschwitz. But I wouldn't want anybody to go into Auschwitz because I feel like the souls there have been already like they already were tortured, you know, during the time they were alive, and I would prefer, you know, not to bother them anymore. Let them rest, you know. Fun fact, Schindler's List. Have you heard of that with Liam Neeson that they filmed? They actually did not film in Auschwitz. They filmed right outside the gates of Auschwitz.
They wouldn't let them film in Auschwitz.
No. They let them film there,
Really?
but they said they basically went out and they told the director was like, we don't want to go in there. We just want to do it. It's kind of like a respect thing.
Okay.
So, you know, because it's like, it's, I get it. I would love to see a paranormal go in there because you can go in there. They allow you, or like the beaches of Normandy, you can go there because they always have their tradition. And a lot of soldiers would always hear, a lot of soldiers will always hear, their friends, like their buddies who were killed over there. They can still hear their screams and all that other stuff. So, I mean, it's crazy. Like the fact that some people are like, oh, I don't believe in like an afterworld. You know what I mean? Like another world or and stuff like that after death. But you know, with all these evidence coming through, you know, showing that there are people who are ghosts who live after death. You know, well, you're not living, but you're in the afterlife. You know, there's so many facts showing that there is one. You know, so it's actually really interesting with all that stuff. Like, I don't mess with the paranormal stuff because I feel like that's something you shouldn't be messing with. Just let that stay there. But there are just some people who go out there and they do some things that
I forgot
are.
we had background music for a second. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, we had a little background music.
I
And
just started hearing it again.
go ahead and talk, Matt, because Hilario wants to jump on. I'm going to ask him how. So go ahead and continue.
Oh. Mac, I don't hear you. Hi, guys.
Okay. Do you hear me now? Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Just like sitting here, like having my own little personality. You hear nothing of what's happening.
I was going to keep everyone entertained with my coughing.
Your coughing?
No, but what I was saying is it's interesting that there's that many people still like buried in Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, if you think about it, that's the population of what Hanover Park used to be. Like a subsection of the city. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like now they're reaching like 65,000 people. But like
you're
echoing. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Go on and continue. My mic just was being weird. Go on. Sorry.
Are you muted?
No.
Okay, so I'll mute me again. There we go.
I was trying to get Hilario to come on, but Restream is not working for that. You can try, like, I sent him the link, but can you hear me, Lillian?
I can hear you.
All right, so
I mean, jump off here, guys, just because I'm not feeling.
Yeah, no, you are good. So we're gonna wrap it up for this evening. I know it was a, we pulled this stuff together because we were supposed to have Mary Kate on, but last things came up, so we still wanted to do a podcast for everyone. Next week we'll be on again. And it's going to be, I don't know what we'll be talking about, but I probably think we'll be talking more about the horror stuff.
We'll have Hilario on next week.
We'll have Hilario on next week, and he can talk about his experience, and I'll get the audio of what I found from when we were at Bachelor's Grove. So some cool things that we'll be talking about. And then also Gary, I know he told me, I forgot to bring this up in the beginning, but I know he wanted the cupcakes. So yes, I do have the cupcakes for his belated birthday. Woohoo! Cupcakes. So I had like 4 of them already, so I shouldn't be eating too much of that. I'm gonna get sugar rush. So we'll be on next week. We'll have Hilario on with us. He'll talk about some ghost stories. And if you have any ghost stories that you would like to share with us, go ahead and email us at moviecrew17cast@gmail.com. We are going to be busy over this weekend. So if you haven't, go to the Red Huntress series Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, because we are going to be putting up behind the scene pictures for episode 2. And I hope I can get episode 2 out before Christmas so everyone can watch it. Please don't forget to help support us too. Someone said I miss it. Navy Corpsman. If you missed the podcast, don't worry. It's going to be up. You can watch it, and we're gonna pick up on this about the horror stuff again. Horror stories again next week on Monday at the same time. Lillian, are you gonna be with us next week, or are you gonna be out of?
I'm going up to Rockford for a film shoot. I don't know if I'll be back in time. I'll try.
Okay, no, that is fine. So it's a 50-50 for.
Yeah.
Ooh, so it's a 50-50. Oh, it's Hilario. Hilario's on here. Okay, all good, Hilario.
Hilario?
Yeah, Hilario. Don't worry, Hilario will be on next Monday with us, and we're going to be talking about ghost stories and horror stuff. So it's going to be a cool.
It's going to be a good show.
It's going to be cool. So, all right, everyone. Again, don't forget to go check out Kenzie's candles for the holidays. It's coming up.
Look at how cute these are.
Something away from horror. Talk about well, she also has some horror stuff too. Yeah, if you ask her, she can do special requests.
I got my secrets.
So if you want that, and again, we'll see everyone next weekend, and everyone enjoy their Monday.